Hello everyone, happy Chinese New Year. We are in the year of the fire horse. So I'm very curious to hear how you are doing, how you are feeling, because it feels like there has been quite the fiery settling that's been happening. At least that's what I've been experiencing. I am getting over a cold, so bear with me. But yeah, I miss you guys and I just want to get back into it and see what the cards have to say today. So while I was pre-shuffling, the card Manifestation came out. And then during the actual shuffle, Freedom came out. And this feels very aligned with the fire horse because a lot of what this year is calling in is for the embodiment of who we truly are. What I've been feeling, sensing, and also seeing is there's been a lot of like planning, and planning is good. But when you get into almost like over planning to where it stops you from stepping into who you are, doing the things you want to do, because it comes from a place of like I have to know that I'll be ready. Like it's like, oh, I'll just keep planning until it feels right, until I feel ready. That's where the lies and stories are that we tell ourselves, because really what it is we're never going to feel ready. You could have all the research and information, but really what's going to make us feel truly ready is by doing, by embodying that essence that is us, that we are made of, and moving forward in that and getting uncomfortable. And so the fire horse is liberation. And so we are liberating ourselves this year. We are embodying, we are manifesting, we are creating. A lot of co-creation is happening, even in my world. And so I would love to hear how you're feeling, because it feels like there's a settling of things, a clarity that is happening, but also this like urge to move forward. So I have the Two of Wands and the Elder of Swords. I'm seeing a lot of throat and third eye, which is funny because that's what I've been experiencing. And what it is this connection to your voice, connection to what it is that you see, the unseen. And really, it's like, again, there's this clarity. It's this clarity that has presented itself, this fog that is lifting. And you can see he's thinking. And it's taking a moment of silence, taking time for yourself to reconnect with that inner wisdom that is trying to speak to you, that has been speaking to you. And it's really interesting because you can kind of see there's a building made out of cliffs and rocks, like mountains behind him. And then it also looks like this, like shrine is the word that I'm hearing, is also made out of the earth. Because I'm seeing a lot of like clay and rock and molding and manipulating in a way of like what you can make and mold with your hands. Things are malleable, and even rock of all thing is malleable. I mean, it's such a hard surface, but that's what sculptures are made out of. You have stone, you have rock. Even the hardest of things, it's like the hardest to crack, you can still crack. And you can still make things out of and create things out of. And really what that is a metaphor for how we can perceive things before we try them. We're like, this is impossible. I hear that a lot. I work with kids and I hear them say all the time, like, this is impossible. And I'm always like, is it though? It's always about looking at it from a different perspective and believing. Believing is a huge part of what makes things possible. And I'm actually seeing the Egyptian pyramids right now. It's like you have all these ancient cultures that had advanced technology, and they built and created so many things that I'm sure a lot of people would have looked at a mountain and been like, that's impossible. I can't build something out of that. But it takes this determination, this consistency, this heart, and I'm hearing the word grit. Are you willing to put your heart and grit into it? Because it's not going to be easy. There's going to be, I'm actually seeing now, like a miner, someone who is mining under, the mountain or deep into the earth, and they're taking like, what is it? Is it a pickaxe? Is that what it is? But it's like, it takes time to carve away. But it's like, man, there's so many visuals coming through today. It's like if you see like a video of someone creating something, whether it's like a painting or they're sculpting something, and they show you the one part that they're looking at, that they're currently working on, and they're picking away or they're painting that part, but then they zoom out and you see the whole picture, and the whole thing is already mostly created, and it's really beautiful. I saw a painting this morning that looked real. I thought it was an actual real, and I'm sure it may be like a real landscape, but like the picture itself looked like a picture of a real landscape of the mountains and these like flowy grasses, and it was really close. And then next thing you know, I see a paintbrush, and then they pull back and it's a whole canvas, this realistic canvas of, it looked like a true photograph. And it really shows us how easy it is to get caught up in the little details, because we can focus on this detail and be like, it's not turning out the way I wanted, or it's not looking, there's like this expectation, or we forget that there's a bigger picture. But when we zoom out, we're like, oh, look at how far I got. Look at all the things I've done, all the things I've created that have led me here. And so, have you taken the time to really reminisce? I'm hearing reminisce, and show gratitude and celebrate how far you've come and everything you've done and created to get to where you are today. I'm hearing maybe look at the last 5 years, maybe look at the last 10 years, look at your whole life. But really what I'm getting is when you decided to make a change in your life, look at that point. I'm like seeing like a little pin on a map. And then go through the events of the choices you've made that led you to today. Because I will tell you, it's so easy to get caught up in like, I feel like I'm not where I'm supposed to be or where I want to be. But then when you look at the past like 5 years, you're like, whoa, I made it really far, and I'm not giving myself enough credit. And I think lots of times social media can actually warp our perception of stuff like that, because we see people who are already successful, but not a lot of us were there to see everything they had to do to become successful. And they can tell us those stories, but visuals are really important for us, especially as humans. And so if we don't physically see that, it can be a little bit harder for us to grasp. It's like we logically know, we hear like the stories of like I came from nothing or stuff like that, but when we actually see the evolution of practicing and maybe practicing public speaking and how someone may be scared to public speak, and so you see these first instances where they may be tripping up over their words or they're having trouble breathing, but then it gets to a point where they are just giving TED Talks and doing all these wonderful things. And it's reminding ourselves that it's a process, and we have to give ourselves more credit and celebrate ourselves and praise everything that we've done, because we've done so much, and it's so easy to get caught up in the warped like negative perception, because even our challenges, when we look back, brought us to where we are today. And I always look back and I'm like, this taught me so much, and I'm so grateful for that obstacle or that challenge or that extremely hard time, because now I'm on the other side of it and it was totally worth it. So we have the Oracle of Pentacles, and I always see Venus, I think, because this is like one of the oldest sculptures, and I was talking about ancient like building and creations of things, and so I'm pretty sure this is one of the oldest. I think it might be named after Venus. And it shows how far we've come just as a species, and the things that we've created over history and what we create now, and seeing that there's still so much to create, and that your creative perspective is really important. Your unique creative perspective is really important and needed in this world, especially because what I'm sensing is, with it being like this old ancient sculpture, is there's this wave of old coming back into the new. More people are like thrift shopping. There's people like to go antiquing. It's like we're trying to bring this old nostalgia back. And when I say nostalgia, it's even for like people who didn't live during those times, but it's like bringing this like character and quirkiness back into our lives, because technology is amazing in so many ways, and yet there's still ways where it can disconnect us and make us feel isolated, and it's learning that balance with technology. And in today's even a gray day, because I was about to say, it's like we need more color in this world, and it became very, I don't know how accurate this is, but this is just what I'm feeling on the inside of just like, it's like once the Industrial Revolution came, it's almost like a lot of color was lost and like quirkiness, like a lot of like, I'm hearing like cookie cutter, a lot of the same things were created. And when I say same things, it's like they look the same. So it's like there's different things, but they all still have a lot of similarities in the way that they look. And it's like, how can we bring more like spunk into the world, and color and quirkiness and weirdness, and I'm seeing a lot of that. I'm seeing more people go antiquing, go thrift shopping, and bringing more color into their homes, and trying to move away from the status quo. And this goes to like, you have the beehive. I see her as the queen bee. What I'm here like, what is your nectar? What nectar are you feeding? Like, where is your nectar? Where is the fruit that you are trying to get the nectar from? Like, nectar just keeps coming up. But it's also knowing that community is really important. And you see a beehive work together, and they create so much. And honey is extremely healing. And so knowing that you can't do it all on your own, that it's important to surround yourself with people that you feel aligned with, that there's a give and take, there's a give and receive. And there's a lot of support on all sides. And it goes back to co-creation. Who are you co-creating with? And I have Champion of Pentacles. This looks like a type of beetle. Oh man, it's on the tip of my tongue, the name of this bug, or it's reminding me of a specific type of beetle. Is it a death beetle? I think I'm thinking of like a blue, is it a blue scarab? Blue scarab beetle. If you feel called to that or resonate with that, I would look that up. If it is a real beetle, I think it is. I might be getting a word wrong, but a beetle is really important. And oh, it's interesting. I'm seeing a lot of like the flowy of like wheat, and just like that was in the painting that I saw in the video this morning. Like the wispiness, and like when you see like the wind blow, it like floats in the air, and it's knowing how important, like there's this ripple effect of when you're doing something, you may not see the wind carry the particles of your creations to other people. And so it's really easy to get caught up in, I feel like no one's seeing this, or no one's celebrating it with me, but there are people who are seeing it and celebrating it. You're just not seeing it. And that's the beauty of a ripple effect, is the things that you create, you're not always going to see. And it's making sure that what you're creating and how you're creating, it's coming from a place of, from your heart, from the core of who you are, and not about making it for others, because that is what will help people. I just heard beeping. So it's like that disruption in the thought process. Allowing yourself to disrupt that thought process whenever you kind of go down this like negative rabbit hole. You want to make sure that you are reframing it. It goes back to like malleable and molding things. You are the creator of your thought patterns. Like you get to choose what you think about and where you put your energy into. And so knowing that if you start to go down this thought pattern of negativity, that you can disrupt that. If there's disruptions happening, they're happening for a reason, to help you kind of jump off of that thought pattern and move to something else, and move to something new. Got very dizzy. There's a lot moving, a lot of energy moving right now. So I don't even know if all of that really made sense. And it's really utilizing your solar plexus. You have this yellow, this blue, which is throat. So there's a lot of throat in here. Connecting to your voice, connecting to your personal power, connecting to your creations, and creating from a place of love. And Venus is the planet of love. You're on a path, you're on a journey, and your trust and belief in that journey is what's going to help you have more clarity of what's in front of you. Because there's a veil that's being lifted, there's clarity, there's a settling. And as you continue to see this clarity, as the fog lifts, even if it doesn't make sense, it's about believing in it. this goes back to the embodiment. When you embody the essence, the true essence of who you are, there's this force of just moving forward. Like you feel this pull and you just move forward, and you don't always know what you're doing or why you're doing it, but then as you continue to do it, other things unfold in your path, and then it starts to make more sense. So it's knowing that things don't have to make sense right away. They're not supposed to make sense right away. They make sense once you take the step forward. Strength. I've been seeing a lot of sunflowers lately, and I've been thinking about sunflowers a lot lately and how they always turn towards the sun. And I also saw something that once the sun goes down, then they turn towards each other. And what I'm seeing is like a lot of what's going on in the world, it feels like this darkness, but it goes back to, it's like turning towards each other, turning towards community, and knowing that there's support there, that you have to find the light, the glittery, like sparkling, like light everywhere you go. Because if you feel like darkness is taking over, there's always light. One cannot exist without the other, so it's really an opportunity to find that glitter, find the spark, find where the sun is. Is that light in someone else that you get to spend time with? Is it in nature? Is it in maybe a movie or a book that you like to read? It's having the strength during what feels like dark times, because really there's a turning of the tides that's happening. And your strength as you continue to walk through the darkness and integrate the darkness and understand it and know that it can actually be a peaceful place, to not fear it. Because as you start to move through it, it feels like this slow moving, and then you see this light, and then you follow the light, and then you're in the light. And it's knowing that you can create the light, you can also see the light in other things around you. And it's really important to turn towards that light and find the strength within you to continue on your path, even if it's not making sense. It's not always going to make sense, and your brain is always going to try to make sense of it. Not always, maybe. But there are things where if we don't understand something, our mind wants to analyze it and rationalize it. And so if you catch yourself in a cycle of overanalyzation, take a moment and slow down and come back into your body, and maybe ask yourself, why am I trying to understand this so badly? Like, why am I trying to pick this apart? Because picking it apart is going to make you more confused. Allowing things to not make sense and to exist around you right now is exactly what needs to happen, because again, they will make sense at some point. So if something's not making sense to you right now, let that be. Bluebell, be thankful for what is good now. Finding the light in the darkness. What are you grateful for? What do you see? What glitter and sparkles do you see around you? There's so much surrounding you. It just takes time to just take a moment to slow down and really see what is right in front of you. I am feeling called to pulling another oracle card. Let's see. protection. You are always protected, you are always safe. And if you're not feeling safe, remind yourself that you are your safe space and that you are safe and protected by all that is around you. Mother Earth is here for you, your spirits, your guides, the universe, your angels, whatever it is you believe in, you are always protected. And when you put that trust into this higher being, this higher essence, these higher energies, you will see how safe and protected you truly are. It'll open up this whole new world and perspective for you, that you truly are capable of doing anything, and that it doesn't always have to make sense. So that is all I have for you guys today. I will see you next time. Bye.